Hey everyone, this is James with WSTrades.com. So I want to provide an update here on ticker PLTR or Palantir Technologies. Thinkorswim is down right now. I usually will have that up for charting, but they're doing some maintenance right now, so I've got this crappy chart here in Google, but you can see I just went to the year-to-date chart, and you can see that they are up 141% year-to-date, so they've been on a massive rip. And this thing really started to rip in May. It was down around the $7 level. So about 100% move there since May. So definitely been on a big rip. And I was taking a look at some of their financials here, and I was seeing a lot of positive stuff. Let's take a look here at the income statement. I was looking at gross profits, and those are continuing to grow if you look at the quarterly. So you can see here starting June 30th, 2022, that quarter, they were at 370 million. They replicated that here in September, and then they increased in December, increased coming into March of this year, and increasing again coming into this latest quarter, which ended June 30th of 2023. So definitely like what I'm seeing from a gross profit perspective. It is slowly climbing there on the quarterly. Let's take a look here at the balance sheet, and let's start with the year over year. So you can see the assets growing as well. So at the end of 2019, they were at 1.59 million in assets. It grew to 2.69 million going December of 2020. And then if you come into December of 21, it increased again, and then it increased again. So the assets are definitely moving in the right direction. And you can see the liabilities are also dying off. It came from a big 3.57 million in 2019 to only 1.1 million in 2020, and now it's moved to 956 million down to 818 million. So that's good. As they continue to increase assets, liabilities drop. And then let's take a look here at the cash flow statement. We can start with the year over year, and the operating cash flow has been a little shaky. If you look at 2019, they were at a negative 165 million. It jumped significantly at the end of 2020 to negative 296, but then they swung it around big time between 2020 and 2021. It turned into a positive 333.8 million. Dropped off a little bit at the end of 2022, so let's take a look here at the quarterly as far as the operating cash flow goes. And it was rising here, and then they just had a bit of a setback here. So you can see coming from June 30th, 2022, they were at 62 million. They had a bit of a setback, increased in a big way, over a 100% increase there. If you look at December of 22, coming into March of 23, the first quarter of this year, then they had a bit of a setback here when they reported the second quarter of this year. So most of their stuff is moving in the right direction. The operating cash flow is a little shaky, but the other financial statements, things are looking pretty good year over year. I was also taking a look at the book value per share, and I believe it is around $1 based on the most recent quarter. Yeah, so the book value per share is $1.38. So like a lot of tech stocks, very forward looking. The prices we're seeing around $15 right now. That's a very forward looking price. And let's take a look actually at the earnings information, because they did have some earnings info here. Yeah, we got basic and diluted EPS. So for for annual, the EPS numbers are pretty rough. So you can see basic EPS has been negative several years here. But if we dig into the quarterly, you can actually see them start to make some profits here. So they had a pretty good loss here of 9 cents a share, loss of 6 cents a share, but then you see the last 3 quarters, they finally turned it around to a profit. So what I would like to see from PLTR or Palantir is to continue definitely the positive earnings per quarter. No doubt, considering they are trading like 14 to 15 times their book value per share. So I definitely would like to see this continue here. I don't want to see these quarters coming in here where they're losing 6-9 cents a share, or they're going to have a pretty big reduction in price. But if they can kind of keep this up where they stay in the positive for the EPS quarter to quarter and maybe can even grow that number, then I think they'll be fine. I think their stock price can continue to slightly rise. So we'll kind of see what they come out with, third quarter numbers for 2023. But definitely looking at the quarterly here, we're looking at basic and diluted EPS. They've been kind of steady. They moved in the right direction coming out of this loss here, or these negative EPS numbers for these 2 quarters. So I'll continue to keep you updated on ticker PLTR or Palantir Technologies. Please like this video. Please also subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. Hit that notification bell. Appreciate you for taking the time to watch this. Talk to you soon.